Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. For today's video, I wanted to do just a soft spoken Q&A, get to know me video, since we have some new sweethearts here, some new friends. So sit back, relax, and we'll just get into some questions about myself. Let's pull up some of these questions on this iPad. Okay. So, first question, what city do you live in? So, I live in Florida. I live in South Florida, near West Palm Beach, which is like an hour and a half north of Miami, Florida. So, Southeast Florida. This is where I was born and raised. And then I went to college at the University of Florida. So, go Gators. But other than that, I have lived here for my entire life, except for one summer of living in Barcelona and one summer of living in Boston, both of which were when I was in college. So, next, what do you like to do in your free time? Well, one of the things I like to do is this. I like to produce content for this ASMR YouTube channel. Some of my hobbies are cooking. I love cooking, gardening, hanging out with my dog. I just love to take her on trails or different preserves in the area. I don't live near any mountains, unfortunately, but the good thing about that is everywhere that I do walk with her is flat, so it is relatively, easy. The only place in Florida that is not flat is probably like Tallahassee, which has hills. I love exercising. I work out. I do strength training, weightlifting at the gym about 5 days a week. I love hanging out with my friends and my family. I love going to the beach, going out on the boat, going snorkeling, going fishing. I mean, I love my house, so I also love just curating like my interior and the yard, which you guys may have seen on the one vlog that I've done recently, which was like my home and garden vlog. Yeah. Who are your favorite YouTubers? Okay, this is a good one. So, the main thing I watch on YouTube is ASMR. I really don't watch very much YouTube besides that. And my favorite ASMR artist YouTubers that I watch constantly are Ocean's ASMR, Simply Kel. I watch a different ASMR artist for something different. So I watch Ocean's ASMR either for entertainment or to like while I'm working. I find her ASMR to be very good as like background ASMR. But I can't really watch her stuff to sleep. There's only some of her videos I can watch to help me like fall back asleep, because I honestly just find her so entertaining. Sarah Lavender ASMR, I watch her to help me sleep all the time. Simply Kel, this is kind of weird, but I love watching her ASMR when I first wake up in the morning for some reason. I honestly think her ASMR videos energize me. And then I also like Sabrina Vaz. She doesn't post as much anymore, but she's super relaxing. And those are honestly the main ones that I listen to. Like Ocean's ASMR has a monopoly on me though, I swear. I love her. Then other YouTube that I like to watch is, so I'll watch Chud's Barbecue. Because I really have been into, I forgot to say this as like a hobby, but recently I've been into making bread, but not like the sourdough that everybody else is into. I don't need to make sourdough because my dad makes sourdough and my older sister does. So I have been making my own dough from scratch for things like sub rolls, like rolls for burgers, or like pulled pork. I have not yet made a sandwich loaf or like an artisan bread loaf, but I really want to learn how to do that. I made biscuits many times for strawberry shortcake, but Chud's Barbecue, he has really good recipes for bread. My husband watches it for just like barbecuing meats, but I actually have found that I really like his channel for bread recipes, which is kind of weird. What are your favorite foods? This is a good question because like I love eating, and I also am really into eating healthy. So my favorite foods, I mean, obviously pickles and pickled things. I think I've mentioned that before on this channel, that like I really like pickled things. So in my fridge right now I have pickled red onion, pickled cauliflower, cucumbers, pickled jalapenos, and pickled habaneros. Probably my favorite thing to eat is just like a bowl. So for me, a bowl has like rice in it, some kind of protein, whether it's like chicken, usually chicken because it's lean and it heats up easily, and it's easy to make and like relatively cost friendly. So rice, chicken, a vegetable, like a green vegetable, because that will keep you full and has a lot of vitamins in it. So like a broccoli or Brussels sprouts, and then maybe some black beans or like a salsa or something. That's like my favorite thing, because you can also do so many things with it. You can make a Mexican themed bowl, you can make, well, that would be with like rice and beans. You can make a Greek themed bowl with feta and tzatziki, or you can just do like a traditional bowl with like chicken, broccoli, and rice or something. So that's my favorite meal because it's like super balanced. Do you have any pets? I have a dog. Her name is Berkeley and she's a yellow lab. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll put a picture of her on here. But Berkeley is 5, which is crazy. She's a COVID dog, so I got her in July of 2020, so I've had her now for 5 years, which is just wild to me. I actually think I started filming this channel when she was a puppy, but I took a very long hiatus, and then I came back in like March of this year, I think. So I haven't like actually been producing videos for 5 full years, but I think like one of my first videos might even have her in it when she was a baby. I don't remember. Yes, I have a dog, and she is, aside from my husband, the love of my life. And she's my little adventure buddy. The question is, what is your favorite type of ASMR? I thought this would be a fun question because if you're here watching this, then like you probably like ASMR, and everybody likes something different, right? So for me, I like slow ASMR. You can probably tell because most of my videos are slow. I watch a lot of role plays, but I also do enjoy like ones that are kind of like meditation focused, or that are specifically focused on like, you know, if you, well, you can tell because this is the type of stuff I produce, but like watch this if, you know, like you have anxiety, or watch this if you need like positive affirmations for this, or so I really like that kind of ASMR. But yeah, I really like just like slow, whispered, gentle, slow hand movement, relaxing, calm and then it is cool summer. It is summer, and then it is spring. There is no winter. There is no fall. If you live in North Florida, you get more seasons, but so I have to rely on like other cues throughout the year. I think it's late fall, and here's the reason why. During the fall, I get super busy with work. It is my busiest time of the year. I work overtime, I work weekends, I work nights. It sucks, but like I signed up for that one, you know, like I signed up for this career, so that's fine. However, you know, that's fall. It's fall. I'm talking like September, early October. It is still 90 degrees here. Right? You know, you've got your fall scents coming out. You've got pumpkin spice lattes getting released on like August 22nd, which is still summer, by the way. But, you know, you're starting to feel the fallness, the pumpkin patches, the pumpkin decorating, Halloween, the spooky season, all of that I adore. But it's at the time when I'm super busy working. However, late fall, my busy season is over, and at that point I'm looking forward to maybe going to like, you know, North Carolina and seeing the leaves change, actually getting some apple cider, actually having the temperature drop below 72 degrees, going to, you know, do the pumpkins and the hay and all that. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to Christmas, the holidays. I love the holidays, and I'm not very busy with my work around that time of year. So for the most part, I would say that's probably my favorite time. And the reason why I'm not picking summer, because I love summer, but the reason why I'm not picking it is because it is so hot here now. It says it's 92 degrees out, and I know that it's hot everywhere right now, like I know, but the thing about Florida is that you just don't really, or South Florida, like you don't really get relief for a while. It's just hot from May to November. So it's kind of this period right now, July, August, September, is the hottest time of the year. Like it's just kind of miserable. And it's also hurricane season, which is a scary time for everybody, especially just considering all the storms that we've had coming through like the last couple years in Florida. So fall is great, but there are definitely some downsides to summer and fall, even though I think those would be my favorite. What are your goals for this channel? I love this question. My main thing is that right now it's really just kind of like a creativity project for me. Like I'm trying to just stay focused on doing what I enjoy and like generating content that I love, that I would like to see, and just continuing to do that and not focusing so much on like views and like number of subscribers and all that. Like I'm trying to just kind of make sure that I have a center, producing content that helps strengthen a foundation for good mental health. My vision, my values is that. And I mean, I think mental health is incredibly important, and I think it's something that's just like constantly under fire today in 2025, especially just because of how prevalent social media is. And not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just really think just like the inundation of so much content all the time, the 24/7 news cycle, the fact that you can see what your friends are doing all the time, which gives you FOMO, whether you're a 12-year-old child who doesn't have their brain fully developed, or even if you're a full-grown adult that does have their brain fully developed. It's just, and you know, just seeing like these beautiful influencers on there and having just this unrealistic standard of beauty, whether you are a man or a woman, all of that is like impacting what's going on up here and what your perception of the world is. And I really do think that mental health is more important today than it was when I recently, just over the last like year or so, I've kind of been dealing with my own mental health things, so I feel even more strongly about it. And I just feel very strongly about treating mental health exercises the same way that you do physical health exercises, right? Like, everybody talks about how important it is to exercise for your physical health and longevity, but honestly, like, the mental health is just as important, because if you don't have that, or if you are dealing with any kind of mental health issues, that starts to impact your sleep, which directly impacts your physical health and longevity and aging and, you know, disease prevention and all of that. My goal for this channel right now is keep producing this content for you, which I really, really hope helps you just to relax and wind down and generate kind of just like some new ideas and perspectives on life. What TV shows are your favorite, and what are you currently watching? My favorite TV show ever is Gossip Girl. What I'm currently watching, oh, and The Office. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. In The Office, I've watched probably 14 times. Gossip Girl, I've watched like 4 times. Right now, I'm actually watching a lot of shows. More than I've watched in a long time. I'm watching Friends, which I've seen before. Also that's legendary. Big Brother, The White Lotus, which I have 1 episode left of, so I'm almost done with The White Lotus. Does pineapple belong on pizza? This is an interesting question, and it's something that I feel like I've been a part of a debate for so many times. No, pineapple does not belong on pizza. However, it is delicious on pizza. But does it belong on every pizza? No. Okay, what is your job? So, this is not my job, obviously, in case you couldn't tell. I have a full career. Like I said, I went to the University of Florida. Go Gators. I studied accounting, and I have a master's degree in accounting. And so what I do is I know all about the tax law. I am a CPA, a certified public accountant. What I do is prepare tax returns and help with tax consulting and planning for high net worth and ultra high net worth families. So that's what I spend my every day doing. What is your relationship status? Well, I kind of already gave it away, but like, because I was talking about my husband. So yeah, I'm married. I have been married for now 8 months? Yeah, 8 months. 8 months married. We got married in the Florida Keys in November. What is your favorite places you've ever traveled? Where have you traveled this year, and where are you planning to go next? Oh my gosh, I've been to many places, and I'm very fortunate that I have. And okay, so I think like the common theme of my favorite places is that they are beaches with mountains nearby. I just think they're so beautiful. So my favorite place is St. John, which I went to just like 6 weeks ago. Rivian Island. It's a US Virgin Island, so it's a US territory. So gorgeous. It's a lot of my intros for my videos are St. John, the ones that I've been putting out this summer. It's just beautiful. Like, it's made up of mostly preserved land. My other favorite places is called Cadaqués, which is in La Costa Brava of Spain. It's like, I think about an hour and a half to 2 hours north of Barcelona. So it's between like Barcelona and France, and it's absolutely stunning. It just has like these beautiful, beautiful white houses with orange roofs, you know, built on these like sloping hills and mountains that all oversee kind of this like big like bay of the Mediterranean. So the water is just like crystal blue, so gorgeous. And then it's in Spain, so you know, it's got some of my favorite foods and drink, including sangria and patatas bravas and paella. Those are my favorites. Where have I been recently? Well, I just actually came back from North Carolina, the Smoky Mountains, which was a really, really nice, relaxing trip. And obviously St. John, that that was earlier this year, which was amazing. I've done a lot of trips this year. I've been to Manhattan, New York City. I've been to Chicago, which I go to Chicago. Honeymoon in New Zealand and in Fiji. Check. Like, so many things on the books for this year already. As where I want to go next, I think I want to go back to the West Coast and also Europe. So either Seattle or San Diego, which I've been to both of those. And then I really want to go to Croatia and Switzerland as well. So lots of fun. We're gonna get into what I call the deeper part of this Q&A session. So I got some really, really good questions for some of these. So what are 3 books that have greatly influenced your life? I love this question. And this year I've been reading so many books. I've already finished 20 books this year. It's not bad. 7 months, 20 books. I mean, yeah. Well, number 1 is Harry Potter, which I know you probably weren't expecting that one, but I love Harry Potter, and I've read it, I don't know, maybe like 12 times. I've seen all the movies many times. If you are looking for a fiction, like, fantasy series, you have to read Harry Potter, and there's 8 movies documenting and covering the entire books. So that's one. Now, the second book I would say is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. I read early this year, and it's been life-changing. I've brought it up on this channel multiple times, but if you are somebody who finds yourself worrying about things, or you are unable to control your worry, or you have any level of anxiety or any level of insomnia, or if you know somebody who's like that, there are methods and just mindset shifts that you can use to change how you think. So that book, you gotta read it. Third would be The 5 Types of Wealth by Sahil Bloom. That is a book that I am thinking about constantly. So there's the 5 types of wealth: financial, social, mental, physical, and time. Physical is obvious, financial is obvious, social is, how much time are you spending building connections with important people in your life. Time wealth is basically realizing that you only have a limited amount of time every day and in this life. So are you spending that in the best way for you? Mental wealth is honestly really important, and I think everybody could learn a lesson from that one, especially if you are in a Western culture where financial wealth is emphasized very strongly. Has a failure or an apparent failure set you up for future successes? This is something I've been thinking about a lot recently, and my answer to this question, I think, really shows how much I've grown and how much my mindset and perspective has shifted in recent months. So I had a panic attack September 30th, 2024. Okay, so that was 10 months ago, and I had it at work. Not ideal. And ever since then, I've been dealing with some level of panic and anxiety episodes. Now they come in different frequencies, but it's just been something that I've been dealing with ever since then. I've kind of viewed it in a negative light before, as in this really sucks. Why do I have to feel this way? It really sucks to feel this way. Sometimes it feels like HE double hockey sticks. It just really sucks to be living in my mind. But recently, I've had the thought of, well, I'm actually really glad that this happened, because right now, today, I am the happiest that I have been in a long time. I feel very fulfilled. I feel like I have hit my stride in life. I feel like I have a super healthy marriage. I'm happily married. I love my husband. He's amazing. He's exactly the type of person who I would want to share my life with. I have a house, a beautiful house. I have an awesome dog. I have a great family. I have awesome friends that live, all over the place, who I go and opposite, and right now everybody's getting married and having babies, and I'm, you know, getting to like celebrate their successes with them, and it's amazing. I've been reading all these books just to like gather all this wisdom and insight this year, and I feel like it's been really paying off, because now, instead of viewing this as, wow, this sucks, why did this happen, why does it have to be this way, how do I make this better, how do I deal with this, it's, wow, I'm glad this happened because it forced me to make some changes in my life, such as taking time for reflection and journaling and doing stuff like this, and reading books that have now made me realize or not realize, but I guess just make it a priority to emphasize the importance of my relationships with my family and friend, and find a way that works for me to balance my career with my family and friends, with my marriage, with my desire to travel, with everything. I guess realize that, wow, life is busy, but it means that I have a lot of awesome things going on. Not that I should be stressed out about being busy. It means, wow, I have all these things that demand my time. Like, how lucky am I? In spite of what I've been going through recently, which everyone has their own battles and challenges, but in spite of mine, I am feeling great right now, and I'm actually feeling kind of thankful. Like, that's weird. I'm feeling grateful that I've been going through like some stuff because of what I did with it, which has come out. I don't think I'm even out of the other side of it yet, but like, I'm going through it and it's great. Like, I don't know. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Right? Are there any quotes you think of often or live your life by? So these are things from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And the first one is, to a wise person, every new day is a blessing, I think, or something along those lines. And I promise you, like, that really hit me hard. I don't know, I'm probably butchering it, but to a wise person, every new day is a blessing. It basically means that you're not guaranteed anything. Like, you're not entitled to anything. You could get hit by a bus today. Like, you could die any second. You're not owed anything by this world or by life. So when you wake up in the morning, you gotta think to yourself, I'm just lucky. Like, I'm just happy to be alive. Like, to be in this world living, I'm just lucky. And so what am I gonna do today? You know, how am I gonna live my day to make the most out of it? Like, I don't care whether you're going to work a job that you hate and you're sitting at a computer all day and like twiddling your thumbs and you don't like it. Make it your best job ever. Like, do the best you can possibly do at it, right? Like, get the most out of it that you can. So if you can get promoted or advanced or move laterally. Like, just, if that's what you're doing that day, you're gonna do your best you can do. Let's see, I'll do 2 more questions. What advice would you give to a smart, driven college student who is about to enter the real world? Oh gosh. This is tough because there's like 2 sides of this. So I was like a serious overachiever in college, and I spent so much time studying, and I really wish that I would have spent more time just enjoying life. And I think what I would probably say to the college student that's entering the world is like, you're gonna go through so many phases of your life. So just know that if you're dealing with like a bad phase, it's only temporary. And if you're dealing with a good phase, try to like appreciate it and not take it for granted, right? Like, try to think like, wow, I'm like, right now you're at this point in your life where you live by all your friends. All of your friends are within like a 1 mile, 2 mile, 5 mile radius of you, and that just doesn't happen again. Like, maybe for some people, maybe, but just really appreciate that, because that's precious. Just hang out with your friends. It's okay if you miss, a couple of hours of studying time to go to that line dance. I wish I would have gone to the line dance instead of studying for my finance exam. But anyways, yeah, like, if it's a bad phase, it's only temporary. You're gonna get through it. 20s are hard. Like, 20s are really, really hard. 20s kind of suck sometimes. Like, you really don't know what the heck you're doing. You kind of feel like you're just floating in the wind, trying to, like, figure out what you're supposed to be doing with your life. That's okay. It can take as long as you need to do that. Like, it's your life. You have the rest of your life to live it, Okay, the last question. When you feel overwhelmed or unfocused or have lost your focus temporarily, what do you do? This, I feel, it happens to me pretty frequently that I will get overwhelmed, especially at work, because I am now in a position where my time is very valuable and my time is in demand by many different people, whether it's people above me, people below me, or my actual clients. And so it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and I sometimes will get like a sense of anxiety from it. So what I have to do is literally look away from it and just breathe and kind of just forget about it. Like, I have to close my email. This is what works for me. I have to close out my email and breathe and forget about it and remind myself, it's okay. Like, it's okay if I don't respond to this email right away. Like, it's fine if I respond in 20 minutes. It's fine if I respond in 2 hours. Even if I respond tomorrow, like, it's okay. The other side of that is, what do you do when you feel unfocused? Like, that one's kind of hard. Sometimes you just are unfocused. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have days where, like, you have a little bit of a brain fog, or your hormones are, like, out of balance a little bit. That's okay. I think in some ways you can feed that and just let it happen. But if it's a long period that you're unfocused for, then you have to kind of look inwards and think, why am I unfocused? Why am I unmotivated? And what can I do to get myself back on track, right? And so that's where, like, something different works for everyone. Some people will listen to podcasts, some people will read books, but I think that's where you have to or look up motivational quotes on Pinterest. I've done all of those things. You have to find whatever it is that works for you, that motivates you. Maybe it's even finding some sort of a creative outlet. Maybe you need to journal, maybe you need to play music, maybe you need to draw or paint. Maybe you just need to, like, use that side of your brain to figure out what's going on, so that you can write it. But yeah, so anyways, I know that was, like, very chatty, the most chatty that I've been in a very long time, but I hope that, I don't know, that you feel like you know me a little bit better. And yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.